Because had it been for me, I would have literally just taken the freaking crepe pan and busted his head with it. Call the cops. I don't care. There's just no way. You can't negotiate with crazy. I noticed with the most recent Lord Olympus updates that Persephone says something that really struck me when she was having this huge, spoiler alert, fight with Ass Apollo, as the people in the comment section like to call him, and how I like to think of him, by the way. She said, "You have this unfounded obsession with me." It's not unfounded. It's just crazy. And most crazy things come from places that don't line up without understanding what someone's motivation is. So Apollo swoops in on like a random morning, makes very unwanted dry ass crepes for Persephone, and she's like, "Bitch, who called you? Who said to arrive?" I literally couldn't care less. It's not even possible. Like, I hate you from the bottom of my soul. And that's the very first thing to realize with obsession. It's because they don't want you. It's because Persephone literally doesn't want you, that he must have you, because it's a predatory response. Have you ever watched a cat when they have the little string toy or the little mouse or whatever that's supposed to pretend to be, their evolutionary animal that they should pounce on? They don't do anything for a while. They just wait. And then, bam, they're on it. You can dangle it, you can jerk it around in its face. That cat is not gonna jump on it until it does nothing. They want the thrill of knowing they've captured something completely unaware. Because these people are nuts and crazy. I hate Apollo again. How many times, do a counter for how many times I say I hate Apollo and his purple self. Ugh. Most people's traits of what they're attracted to has everything to do with whatever they are surrounded by. That I know has informed my attraction to the nth extent. The person that you wind up with is going to be everything that you love in your family and everything that you hate. And it's never gonna be just one or the other. It's gonna be both. That's why you like them most of the time. Apollo's obsessed with Persephone because he's surrounded by extremely strong women like his sister. Like, he knows about Demeter being awesome and being one of the traitors to break away from Titan's rule. So it's not as if he's completely ignorant of the idea of strong women. It's just that it's an affront to him. He likes Hera's and Zeus's relationship because she has no choice but to be in love with him and portray that perfect image. She's the perfect queen for Zeus. The same way he wants Persephone to be his perfect, beautiful little sidekick. The girl that displays the tambourine. No offense to the tambourine players out there, but in this way, he's definitely thinking of it as, I'm the lead and you're the tambourine. You know what I mean? Also, what I don't think is really talked about too much in Rachel Smith's version of Persephone is, with Apollo being this horrible rapist, is that, most people have patterns. So it may not necessarily be that Persephone is the be-all of all of his affections, but it might just be that she fell within the parameters of the girls that he goes for. So every few months, he finds a target, he love bombs them, he leaves them out to dry to make them feel bad or to make them feel insecure, and then he comes right back in and sweeps them off the feet whenever he feels like it. because that's just his pattern. For all she knows, she just happened to be in the wrong place at the wrong time, the right time for him to start his whole new pattern again of ruining some poor girl's life. A lot of times people who are really good at finding their next victim, it's because they know that you're separated, you're alone, you're in a new place, you're not at the same stature as everybody else, you're going through something that's making you feel completely alone and withdrawn. Persephone is completely out of her element right now. She always sees herself as a poor village girl. She's always talking about how she's not used to how everyone has way different ways of coping through life. She's used to running through fields while holding hands and snuggling up to someone platonically and going to sleep. And now she's thrown into this Olympian world where there's a lot of competition, there's a lot of assumptions, there's a lot of power plays, and there's very little real affection. And because she's put in that position, she's at a place of weakness. Apollo would not have made those moves had Demeter been around. There is no way that he would have thought that that would have been possible. So he definitely took advantage of her fragile situation. So here is my advice. If there's anyone listening to this and they're in a really complicated, messy situation, like Persephone. Persephone is new to this town and she's trying to make her way through, and she really wants to be independent, and she's really tired of feeling like she's just not good enough, and this was supposed to be her time to shine. Unfortunately, in this world, there are people who operate based off an entitlement where they think they can take and abuse whoever they want whenever they feel like it. And I think if this was a real girl, if Persephone was a real girl, the night after, the morning after she had this happen to her, she should have left. There is no need for her to stay. She should have left. She'd have grabbed whatever she could and vanished, because Apollo has far more power, and also no one's going to believe her. In this Olympian world that she is residing in now, no one would believe her. She needs to be on familiar turf. She needs to go to someone who will believe her, and they need to come up with a plan to make sure that she will be safe away from Apollo. If this ever happens to you guys, do not stay in a place where you know someone has easy access to harm you again. Leave. If you decide to stay within the same place because maybe where you come from, it's just not a good situation right then, you know your situation better than me, obviously. Let's say you decide, okay, I think I can handle this person. One, honestly, do not ever be left alone with someone who has abused you. Don't give them that upper hand. Don't try to negotiate with them. Don't try to appeal to their sympathy. While that person is still human, that person is operating under their own view of the world. They don't see you as an equal. The things that you're saying to them is just you being misguided. It's just you coming up with a version of events that didn't happen. And I felt so bad for Persephone because she was being so eloquent, and she was being, so thorough. I would say almost, even had it been for me, I would have literally just taken the freaking crepe pan and busted his head with it. Call the cops. I don't care. There's just no way. You can't negotiate with crazy. There's no way. So don't. Get out of that situation, throw whatever you need to throw, and don't look back. But do not try to negotiate with an abuser. They're not going to all of a sudden change. These people have been living with whatever deep, dark issues they've had for a while. And that's why they did that to you, because they're missing vital pieces in themselves. You, the person who they let unleash that on, you're not going to be able to convince anything to them. Okay, guys, so I'm signing off. Thanks for checking in on me this week again as we talk about another great video of Lord Olympus. Remember, I do lots of pop culture videos. I like to do skits. I like to do challenges. So you just keep watching me. Subscribe, hit that like button, and don't forget to hit that bell button so you're aware of every single time I update. You guys have a great and wonderful week.